War. War never changes.
Hello, fellow Wastelanders. It's Three Dog here. Just shut up. You don't sound anything like Three Dog. Just stop it. All right, my bad. I can't help it. Here we are in character creation, Fallout 3. I was asked to do this from somebody who saw the New Vegas version of this, and although they're pretty similar, there are some differences. And so I said, you know, I'll drop over here and point out some of those differences and show you a build which I've found to be effective for any playstyle. Good thing about this is that, for example, in New Vegas, if you want strength, you might need strength to hold a certain weapon. Well, that's not the case in Fallout. In Fallout 3, strength dictates your carry weight, and that's about it. It can also give you a damage bonus to melee weapons, but it doesn't affect your unarmed skill at all. All right, and the good thing is that skills that I like, say like perception, for convenience more than anything else, like perception dictates how far away you can see enemies on your compass. It's not necessary. And so if I wanted to go a melee character, I would take the points that I'm going to be putting into perception out, and I would throw them into strength instead. Something simple like that. Okay? There's also another convenience special stat that I like to throw points into, which is agility, which dictates how many action points you have. And if you never use VATS, don't really have to worry about it much. It doesn't affect anything else. In New Vegas, it would affect your reload speed and things like that, which are major advantages. But in here, not so much, right? So you may want to throw those into strength or luck. Like, I'm going to make my luck 6, and it's eventually going to be 7 and even 8 with the lucky 8 ball. Okay? And I may even use an intense training and even put it to 9. For every odd number of luck, you get an extra point into all of your skills, for example. So having a 10 luck, other than that extra 1% critical chance, other than that, is kind of useless, all right? But here's my build, just for carry weight conveniences. I like to have my strength at 5, so I put it at 4 here. I know I'm going to get a bobblehead. Never put anything at 10, because there's a bobblehead for all of these special stats, right? Not to mention armor and other buffs, you know, that can raise these even further. All right, endurance 9 for hit points. Charisma is useless. Even if you use speech, it's still useless. About the only perk it really affects is animal friends, and you need it at 6 for that, just so dogs and mole rats don't attack you, and that's kind of useless in my opinion. Most people would say put intelligence at 9, so you can make it 10. It's my opinion, my experience, that by the time you're level 20, you're going to be throwing skill points into junk skills that you don't even use, simply because the skills that you do use are going to be maxed. All right, even with a low intelligence. So with a high intelligence, you get to that point even further, and leveling becomes totally meaningless, except for picking some perks. I will put a list of the perks that I choose that are mandatory for every build. All right, and then I will put some convenience perks like VATS perks that you can stack. All right, and not only that, but the number of perks that I pick leave a lot of room for optional perks depending on your playstyle. There are some perks that fit specifically melee and unarmed characters. And so this leaves an opening for those too. There's only roughly about a dozen perks or so that are just mandatory to every build. They fit every playstyle. They affect every kind of combat. They're constant damage buffs regardless of what you're doing. Defense buffs regardless of what you're doing. Okay, so they're just kind of mandatory. They're just a basis, and then you can just kind of go from there. So this leaves it open to do what you want to do, and if you want to pick some stuff to give yourself a few extra skill points, I personally consider that an absolute waste. To me, perks are to kick more ass and get your ass kicked less, to do more damage and take less damage, right? Or to make your combat more effective, like, you know, say for example, silent running. Well, it may not allow you to directly do more damage, but makes, you know, sneaking around easier, for example, and being able to move freely while you sneak, to essentially sprint while you sneak without making any extra noise and stuff like that. That to me is great, okay? Fits my playstyle. You may not really care. You may want to run around like a tank with big guns, you know, a minigun and a set of power armor, and that's how you want to roleplay. Well, that's great too. And once again, you can adjust these special stats a little bit. My strongest suggestions are to keep your intelligence no higher than 3, right? Because you're going to get a bobblehead, which is going to make it 4. That gives you the Entomologist perk. There's no other intelligence-based stats that really affect your combat and your gameplay, in my opinion, all right? Perks, you know, as far as that goes, that require a higher intelligence. So 3 is enough. You're going to have plenty of skill points. Trust me, by the time you're level 20, you'll be throwing points into crap that you don't even use just because you got them to spend. All right, and you have to spend them so you can get to your perks page, you know, which is what you're really after, is the extra perks to fit your playstyle. Okay, and so you saw the special there, all right? We'll do a quick recap. Strength 4, Perception of 8. There is an Ant quest, which you can make it 9, and then the bobblehead can make it 10 if you want. You can choose to put those in strength, of course, if you want also. Endurance of 9, Charisma of 1, Intelligence of 3, Agility of 9, and Luck of 6, which will be 7 when you get the bobblehead and give you an extra point towards all your skills. And that's a quick cap of a Fallout 3 character build, and small differences between that and the New Vegas one. I will leave the link to the New Vegas character build video in the top box, and for all my videos, click the bottom box, and if you want to subscribe and support Ninja Flips, hit that button right there over my head.